Up next, we got Jesse Lee Peterson and Patrisse Cullors. I didn't even know this. I didn't even know Jesse actually had an interview with her. Well, I not an interview, you know, the calling into the show and stuff like that. This is about to be an interesting one.
Lee Cullors, she is an artist, organizer, and freedom fighter on the Black Lives Matter team. A call to action in response to the way their lives are being devalued. Patrisse, welcome to the show and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
All right. How did you get involved with Black Lives Matter?
Actually, myself, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tameti, after the George Zimmerman acquittal last year, we created the hashtag Black Lives Matter. And we created that hashtag from a place of grief, but also from a place of wanting to declare that Black lives matter, and that is important that we, as a nation, really look at the problems of race in this country. And then, obviously, this year the hashtag has just taken on a life of its own. And myself and Darnell Moore, we co-organized a Black Lives Matter ride to St. Louis Ferguson, the third week after the uprisings there. And so we organized over 600 people, Black people, to drive into St. Louis and Ferguson. We stayed there for 2 days. And I think at that point, the hashtag was brought back to over 20 plus cities.
That's amazing. And you're located here in L.A., right?
Yep, Los Angeles, California.
Explain to us some of the demands of Black Lives Matter.
One of our biggest demands that we're going to be really working on for this upcoming year is calling on local city councils and county governments to look at how they're allocating funding specifically towards law enforcement and not into alternatives in our communities like jobs, housing, access to healthy food. And so we're going to be really trying to pass resolutions at city councils and county governments, as well as in Congress, to push forward a model that would really look at how we can figure out how our communities can be resourced. That's not just about resourcing law enforcement.
So,
I see what she is saying, but we do need the law enforcement. That's something that we need, that point blank period, right? You see what happened in what she says she's from Los Angeles. You see the crime rate over there. You see it. You see what's going on out there. And I'm surprised that she's out there and she's not out there protesting about the violence. You see, this is what I don't understand. They're talking about what for the government to reinvest and stuff like that. But this is what Kendel was talking about. All those, you're talking about almost $100 million. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Why aren't you taking matters into your own hands to do that? Oh, you want the government to do it. Oh, I see. So what are you going to do with all that money that you got? And I just saw on Instagram somebody had a post that she was remodeling the back of her mansion. Another couple thousands of dollars. I see what she's saying, but we need law enforcement. You see what happened in Los Angeles? The lack of law enforcement. The crime rate is out of control. So law enforcement got to stay.
You're using this occasion to get more government finance or programs into the Black community.
Exactly.
But isn't that's one of the primary reasons that Black people are, not all but most, are so morally bankrupt, is because government has been taking care of them for the last 50 or 60 years or so. Government is hurting them rather than helping them.
That's true.
Why do you want more government programs in the Black community?
I think that I don't know if it's government that's been morally bankrupt.
No, well, it's the government that has helped.
Morally bankrupt by the lack of government services.
No, not the lack of. Too much government support has devalued Black Americans.
Yes, with too much reason with welfare and all that type of stuff. How are you on welfare and you got total help? You're in perfect health. Nothing's wrong with you. Taking advantage of the system. This is what he's talking about. And when you lose those, what do you think they're going to do? Like what they're doing right now. Rob, steal, you know how it goes, etc., etc. Home invasions. It's a never-ending cycle. I see where Jesse is going. With too much government, people are not learning how to stand on their own. It's almost like being too pampered.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think there hasn't been enough support. I think, especially for me, growing up in Los Angeles, I grew up in poverty and watched my mother work 3+ jobs. Barely was able to see her. And as I went to school, I witnessed how mostly communities of color, black communities, were segregated even in our own schools, tracked into sort of lower education. And I think that the government hasn't actually done enough for black people.
Amazing. Were you born out of wedlock?
No, I was not.
So your father was in the home?
Yes.
And yet the two of them could not raise a family?
Not with. I don't understand your question. Could not raise a family.
Did your father work?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he worked for GM Van Nuys.
And your mother worked as well?
She sure did.
Well, why were you poor?
I have no idea. I think because we live in a capitalist system that some people have a lot of wealth and some people don't.
You don't support capitalism?
I think what I support is families being able to feed their children regularly. And I think the current system that we live under doesn't allow for all families to live a life of dignity.
Do you support capitalism?
I support systems that support communities, and in this current government, it's not about capitalism or not. I think it's more about who's taken care of and who's not taken care of.
So you support organization that's for the community, but isn't that what y'all supposed to be standing for? Black lives. It's in the hashtag Black Lives. Where you say you're from Los Angeles? We don't see you out there in the front lines trying to stop all these crimes that's going on, shootings, killings. But you had the mother and father. It all depends on how many. If it was just the mother and the father, and she was the only child at the time, I don't see how they could have been struggling. I don't know. Something that's not adding up with that. I don't know. It's a little off. That's why she had to ask him to say it again.
Do you support capitalism?
I'm not understanding your question.
Do you support capitalism or not?
Yes or no?
She hung up.
What?
She hung up.
It's a simple yes or no question. It's a simple yes or no question. That is it. Wow. Wow. That's unbelievable. It's a simple question.
James, get her back. See if she'll come back. Call her again.
She ran, bro.
My question was quite simple. Do you support capitalism or not? And the answer is no, I believe, but she wouldn't say it. She support more government. She
support more government, but who keeps the black people down? That they saying, the government, right? Who is in charge of all the stuff that goes on in the black community? The government, right? So why wouldn't you want more?
Folks, this is what's going on in America. They want more government.
I don't get it.
James is Phyllis article. She thought you got smart. James so weak. I feel your pain. James, my producer, is trying to get this woman back. She hung up on me.
Unbelievable.
You can tell when they don't want to tell the truth about the question. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're asking me. She blamed capitalism for the problem. That's why her parents could not afford to come to her to take care of her. And so I asked, do you support capitalism? And she went all around the question, would not answer the question, and then she hung up.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
888-775-3773. I'm waiting to see.
She really left. She really, any type of pressure applied to them, they run when it comes to the tough questions. It's not even, it's a yes or a no. Man, I can't wait for this Candace Owens documentary to come out. I can't wait.
Oh, James said she did not pick up. We know what that means.
She ran.
When we come back, she's going to get the chicken song. James, call her back and let her know that if she doesn't pick up, she's going to get the chicken song. She ran. She put her tail between her legs and ran. She is out of L.A., so she can't be running that. Let me look over South Central Way and see if I see that woman. Oh, let me check. Going down Crenshaw, all the way down to Hoover, Vermont. Here is the chicken song from Patrisse Cullors. Black Lives Matter, one of the founders. This is for you, Patrisse Cullors.
Answer me. Answer me.
She is gone. Ain't no use in praying for her anymore. She's gone.
Unbelievable.
Let's go to Baba Go To God of Los Angeles. Baba Go To God, welcome to the show, sir.
That was epic. I mean, not just the chicken song, but the fact that she cuts. I think she may have the record for the quickest cut, and run on your show. I don't know, Andre. I don't want to stress your
simple
staff,
question.
For research like that, but I'm sure she's one of the quick ones.
I'm telling you. And she is part of Black Lives Matter, but no courage.
And the deal is, most of the people who run.
Keep in mind, these are your Black Lives Matter leaders. These are your leaders. Man, I ain't no follower. Nope.
Since I've been listening to the show, they get upset. They threaten to leave. There's a little drama. There's a little, you start to back down a little bit and say, oh, no, don't run, no. And then, they go. But this one just disappeared like she was some Sabrina the Witch or something.
I'm telling you.
And
all I was asking if she does she believe in capitalism? She was on a landline, so no problem with the phones or anything. That woman ran. She was on a cell phone, James is telling me. She put her tail between her legs because she was trying to get all around answering that question about capitalism. And this is why I tell the folks who are on the side of good, of the truth, do not be afraid of these people. They don't have courage.
Nope.
They only have courage if you act intimidated.
I think what started it, though, if you want to get into specifics of this call, is that when you started to question, well, wait a minute, you weren't poor. Both your parents worked. He worked at GM. I'm telling you, he's not poor.
Right.
They get benefits like crazy.
And she said,
the pay is great.
And she said Mama was working so much that she didn't see much of her, so they had some buku money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they did. But, they like to pretend, that they're down with the cause. And to be down with the cause, like the Obamas, you have to fake like you had or like Hillary Clinton did. You have to fake like you had a real tough upbringing.
Yeah. Kristen out of Michigan, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, good morning. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Hey, I thought we'd get a little tap dancing scene, but that last guest was a full-on magician. She did the vanishing act.
I'm telling you.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
It's funny, man.
And James, my producer, was afraid of her when he was talking to her on the phone because she was black and she sounded so tough. And he was shaking in his boots.
Oh, no, she pulled the David Copperfield, man. She was she was gone.
She was out of
man.
there.
But it kind of sounded shady when you were questioning her because she only mentioned her mother working 3 jobs. She never mentioned her father until you asked about it.
Yes, I noticed. I was about to say that too. She didn't mention the father at all. So my mom was doing this. She's working like 3, 4 jobs. I barely got time to see her until he asked, so what about the dad? Oh yeah, my dad wasn't out. How you forget your dad? I think that's why she put on that. You could tell a little the sympathy voice. She wanted to feel like people. When she was telling the story, like how they grew up so poor, and you heard the sadness in the voice, that she wanted you to feel sad and sorry for her, not realizing he was just catching her in her lies. And that's when they asked her about the capitalism, and she couldn't answer it. She was doing circles around it. Wow, these are people follow. How you follow people like this? Because they're black? That means that they can be. That means they ain't gonna just take your money. That means they ain't gonna misguide you.
Yes.
She said he worked at GM, and I'm like, okay, there's no way she was poor.
Mm-hmm.
Father working at GM, mother having 3 jobs. Just no way. She's probably making a lot of that stuff up.
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask her, why is it all of a sudden Black Lives Matter? All these gang members and thugs in the neighborhood killing black innocents.
I did not just say that. I just said that. Los Angeles right now, and this was 2016. It was bad then. Now, it's worse. And they're still not out there protesting against the violence. They ain't doing nothing. She's remodeling her mansion. That's what's more important right now. Think about that.
Yeah.
Black folks left and right. Why didn't it matter before? Why is it all of a sudden when there's white cops to go after, you want to hashtag this and hashtag that? Mm-hmm. You're not hashtagging out here in the hood. I don't see you out here protesting in the hood with all these gang members and drug dealers.
That's right. She didn't have to go to Ferguson. She could have just gone right on over to South Central.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. She's in L.A., one of the top murder capitals of black people. Black on black crime. But you know what they say about these liberals. I got a quick joke for you. What do you call a bunch of liberals in the basement?
I don't know.
A wine cellar.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody at Bond. And
thank you, my friend, and same back to you. I appreciate you. Greg, Wilmington, Delaware.
Hey, Jesse, you really plucked that chicken quickly.
Man, she was, at the blinking of an eye, she was gone.
As soon as she came on, one of the clues was she thought because they came up with some hashtag name that they had really done something.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could just feel by the way she was saying it. And then as soon as you got to any kind of truth whatsoever, it was just like gone. It is funny that the thing that, I don't know why, but this popped into my head during the start of your interview.
Unbelievable. Say, that was Jesse Lee Peterson and Patrisse Cullors. And you saw, those are your leaders. The Black Lives Matter leaders ran over a simple question: does she believe in capitalism or not? Couldn't even answer that. She was just trying to tell a sad story about her mom, and then she forgot about the dad. She already saw she was starting off with the lies already. She wanted the sympathy of the single mother. That's like when I told you guys in a few of my videos, if you go on their site, there were, back then in 2020, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys saw that, there was nothing about supporting black fathers in the household. There was nothing supporting that. It was all about single black mothers. It was all about LGBTQ. It was all about, the gays. It was all about pride, disability, handicap. There was nothing about supporting black fathers. Nothing in the description of what they were, what their site was all about. Right? And you see the crime rate in Los Angeles right now. There's no hashtag saying stop the gang violence. There's no hashtag saying all Black Lives Matter. There's no hashtag saying brothers need to stop killing each other. There's nothing. They do not care about the black father in the household. You see, she pretty much neglected her father until Jesse asked her about her father. That goes to show you where they stayed of mind are and what she's doing right now with her home, spending thousands of dollars remodeling her mansion while the crime rate in Los Angeles is out of control and it's black neighborhoods. Give me guys think about this in the comments. And I can't believe she ran so easily with that little bit of pressure on her. She that's folded. How are you supposed to be the face of the Black Lives Matter organization and you folded that easily? Now I see why you guys been hiding with a little pressure Candace been putting on you guys about telling us where that $80 million went. Where did it go? Hey, I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Peace out. Have a blessed day.